Welcome, beautiful people. So, I have a friend of mine who's very pregnant in a minute, and who asked me to record a sequence for her because she says it helps to turn the baby the right way around. So, here we are. Although, you can still do this even if you're not pregnant, it's all good. So, just begin by bringing yourself into a comfortable sitting position. So if that means using a block, a bolster, or even a chair, that's absolutely fine. The most important thing is you are nice and comfortable, and when you're pregnant, obviously things are slightly different, so you may need different props. We're not here for too long, but you may need different props to enable you to sit upright, or blocks or cushions under your knees, or sitting against the wall, whatever you need to do to allow you to sit upright with a nice tall spine, so you're not compressing, because you've already got pressure on your lungs, right? So you're not putting any more pressure on your lungs. And we're just going to start off with a simple variation of the alternate nostril breathing exercise, because I also understand that when you're pregnant you can kind of get quite stressed and anxious, so this exercise will help bring you into a state of balance. So you can just begin by simply noticing how you're feeling right this moment, without labeling anything as good or bad, right or wrong, just simply noticing how you are. So we always honor where we're at today, and keeping your spine as upright as you can, keeping your chin parallel to the floor. With your left hand, bring your thumb and index finger together, rest your hand down, arm nice and relaxed. Try and keep your chin parallel to the floor so it doesn't drop down. Using your thumb and little finger just halfway down the nose. We're going to press lightly, you don't need to press too firmly. Just take a nice deep breath in through both nostrils. You use your right thumb just to gently close the right side. I'm just going to take 3 or 4 breaths in and out through the left nostril. Now, one side will be more open than the other, and this changes throughout the day. So you may notice this side feels like it's stuffed with cotton wool, or it might feel quite nice and open. It's all good. Just breathe in as deeply as you can. And again, I appreciate that when you're pregnant, that can affect your breathing rate. The heat, etc., can affect your breathing rate. So just breathe as deeply as you can, as slowly as you can. When you reach the top of the in-breath, pause for a second or two, and bring the breath out again. So breathing out as slowly as you can. So really trying to slow it down as much as you can. And at the end of the exhale, pause. And then begin the breath in again. So long, slow breath in. Feel the breath passing through that left nostril. And at the top of the in-breath, pause. And beginning the out-breath. So imagine emptying your lungs, but slowly. So you want to try and really slow the breath down, and this will help to bring you into a state of balance. And one more long, deep breath in. Keep stretching up through the crown of the head, but keep the shoulders relaxed. Again, pause at the top of the in-breath. And breathing all the way out. Then once more, inhale through the left side. This time at the top of the in-breath, switch. Use your little finger to gently block the left side and exhale all the way out through the right side. Now you might notice that this is your more open side. Again, just do the best you can, and taking 3 or 4 breaths in and out through this right nostril. Again, just check that your chin hasn't started dropping. Keep stretching up through the crown of the head. Full breath in. Feel your ribcage expand. Filling your whole body with breath, with prana, with life force. And slow breath out. And imagine like squeezing out a sponge, breathing all the breath out. Pause at the end of the out breath before you take the next breath in. So maybe each time feel like you can breathe just a little bit more deeply. So it's not about forcing anything. It's about allowing your lungs to expand freely and easily, allowing both sides of the brain to activate. We've got a dog running around at chasing their ball. So don't be surprised if at any time they came running across in front of me, and that's all good because, you know, we're all out enjoying the sunshine, right? So that's how it should be. Taking one more full deep breath in. Pause at the top of the in-breath. And then breathing all the way out. And release the hands. We're going to do one little exercise here, which can also help you if you're feeling a little bit stressed. Now we breathe in through the nose in 8 to 10 counts. Now, how many you breathe in is totally up to you. As you breathe in, we're going to move the arms up. You're going to really tense the body. As you breathe out, you're going to bring the hands down. Exhale through the mouth like a deep sigh. As you inhale, think. So as you breathe in, imagine tensing everybody. Feel like you're stressed, you're anxious, you're tense, you're overwhelmed. And as you breathe out, think calm. Just do it a couple more times. And one more. So again, just feel, think, imagine your body's all tense, your brain is tense, everything's tense. And then you're letting it go. Awesome. And if you're on a block or cushion, whatever, come off. Stretch the legs out for a second, shake them out. Then bring the soles of your feet together. You can use the hands behind you to kind of prop you up a little bit. Inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, press them down towards the floor. So imagine you're trying to bring the knees in towards each other and then press them out. Make a bit of space around your hip flexors. So imagine you're using imaginary, as if you've got a ball in your knees and you're trying to squeeze the knees together, then press the knees out towards the floor. Make a bit of space around the hip flexors. So inhale, imagine, bring the knees in. If they come closer, great. Exhale, press the knees out. So we're not just opening up the hips, we're also working, strengthening those inner thighs. And just a couple more. So also activating the lower energy centers. Just twice more. Again, imagine squeezing the knees together as if you're trying to burst a balloon between your knees. Then press the knees down towards the floor. One more. And release. Bring the knees in. I'm going to come over onto your knees. So rise up onto your knees. Now, if you have any issues with your knees, you can roll the mat up a bit. I remember being here last time. I felt like I was on a slope. I can feel it again. It's like I'm on a slope. It's not a massive slope. It just feels like a slight dip. But anyway, if you have any problems with your knees, roll the mat up a couple of times or pop something underneath your knees because we're going to come up onto the knees. We're going to stretch out the hip flexors. So I'm going to step my left foot forward so that you can see a bit better. So it doesn't matter which foot you step forward. Make sure the feet hip width apart. So we don't want to be trying to be on a tightrope. So as if you are standing, feet hip width apart. Now often when we do that, that hip lifts. So imagine drawing that hip back towards you a little bit to try and level the hips out, because often we're kind of like that, hip lifted. So imagine trying to drop that hip down as much as you can to level out both sides of the waist. And just kind of tuck and tilt the pelvis a couple of times as if you're doing a cat flex, and notice how that feels in the rest of the body. So as you tuck under, push the butt forward to feel a stretch here, and as you tilt, you're kind of sticking the bottom out and just noticing how that feels. Tuck and feel that stretch and tilt, tuck and tilt. Breathing in and out, and in, and out. Then come back, bring the arms up, inhale, open up through the chest, exhale, round. So you're bringing like a cat flex into your upper spine here. Breathe in, open, breathe out, round. And open the arms. Imagine you're hugging the thighs into the midline, looking slightly up. Ease yourself forward. Now, if you find your upper body coming forward, then stay up. Lift the chest. Open up through the front of the body. So we're feeling a stretch down, not just the hip flexor, but the whole of the front of the body. Push that foot into the floor as if you're pushing the floor away. You can, if you wish, either hold on to opposite elbows or rest the hands into the thighs, but keep lifting up through the chest. Eye gaze slightly up. So as you lift the eye gaze up, quite often we lift the chest. You want to make sure we're not doing that. So we're just lifting the eye gaze up slightly to open up through the chest. I want to open the front of the body. Imagine like my sunflower. If I round, the sunflower contracts. I want to open out the flower. So nice deep breath in. You can feel that stretch in the hip flexors. We're not just like hanging out here. We're engaging those legs. We're watching the dog's hiding behind something there. It's quite funny. So I'm just waiting for them to come galloping over here. So, and I've completely forgotten what I was about to say. But we're stretching the whole of the front of the body, not just the hip flexors. So keep engaging those legs so we're not just like hanging out here. So we're firming up the legs, squeeze the thigh muscles around the thigh bones, relax your jaw, bring a little smile to your face so you're not clenching your jaw. Yeah, nice full deep breath in and out. And then ease off, come back, bring that foot to the floor, tuck the toes under, and if you can, bring the hands to the floor, and then see if you can press back into a little forward bend. You might need to take the feet wider, that's okay. You might need to bend your knees here, that's okay. Just gives your knees a bit of a rest, stretching out your spine. And full breath in. And full breath out. And again, full breath in. And out. And gently lower yourself back. We're going to do the other side. So come up onto the knees. So we're going to step the right foot. I'm going to step right forward. You might be on the other side. And as you step it forward, make sure at least hip width apart so you're not on a tight rope. You're going to notice this hip often is lifted, so kind of try and drop it down as much as you can. So you probably won't drop it down completely, but just so it's not kind of like that, because that pulls on the lower back. And again, tuck and tilt the pelvis. Inhale, tuck. Feel that stretch on the hip flexor. Exhale, tilt. Breathing in. Again, do add some padding under your knees if you need to. And out. Tuck, squeeze the butt. And tilt. And find that in-between point where you're neither tucked under nor tilted back. Press into the front foot. Make sure the knee doesn't go over the toe. Bring the elbows up. Inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, round the upper body. Breathing in and out. So we're bringing that kind of cat flex movement into the upper spine. Then open up through the heart. Bring your hands onto your thighs, wherever you can reach. Lift your eye gaze to lift the chest. Then if you can maintain that, come forward deeper into the lunge. If you find you kind of like do that, then come back. Lift and lengthen. Open your heart. Relax the shoulders. Again, hugging the thighs into the midline. Full breaths in. Full breaths out. So you feel like you're stretching the whole of the front of the body. Squeeze your butt to provide a bit of protection. So again, we're not just like hanging out here. Energize the legs. Hug the thighs in, push into that front foot, squeeze the thigh muscles, breathe, and let the breath provide support from the inside. So as you breathe in, feel that sense of expansion. As you breathe out, find that sense of release. And after your next exhale, ease off, come back, bring that foot back. Again, if you can, tuck the toes, press back into a forward bend and take the feet wider if you need to. Bend your knees if you need to. You might decide to kind of jiggle out the legs a bit here. You might decide to, turn the head a little bit, whatever feels good for you. So just kind of like taking a counter pose to come off the knees. Full breath in and full breath out. Then take the feet wider, turn the toes out, bend the knees and come down into a Malasana yogic squat. Now you might need to lift your heels. So if you find it easier, because I want you to be more upright here, so if that means lifting your heels, absolutely perfect. And then just kind of like move a little bit side to side. So I'm bringing one heel flat, lifting the other heel and switching. So instead of just holding the pose, just bring a little bit of movement in. So even I overbalance, that's okay. That's why you want to make sure you got room around you, so that if you do overbalance, I haven't even got the added excuse of baby on board. But that's it, we're all human, right? So squatting is such a good pose for the body. It's so good, not just for the hips, but for the spine as well. And especially when you think of giving birth, this actually is the best position for giving birth. Lying flat on a bed is really not, if you look at the structure of human body, lying flat with your legs up in the air is not the best way to give birth. So you can always use a chair or something to hold on to. If you're not comfortable in this position, you might be in a more upright position here. Again, wherever you're at is perfect. Just breathe, nice deep breaths in and out. Now one more, breathe in and out. We're going to come into a kneeling version of Sun Salutations. So we're going to come to the back edge of the mat. So again, if you need extra padding under your knees, please either grab another mat or pop something underneath your knees. We come to the back edge. Now, the first position, you reach the arms up. Now, you can, several choices. You can stay here, bum on your heels, looking forward. You can lift your eye gaze up. You can have your arms separate, not together. Or you can lift up, push your hips forward, lift and open your heart. If you do rise up, squeeze your butt, open your heart. Now, I tend to alternate. One round I'll do this, one round I'll stay on my butt. So, totally up to you. Again, either looking forward or looking up, whatever feels best for you today. So we're going to go through the first one a little bit slower, and after that, not too quick, but we might go a little bit quicker. So just bring your hands into prayer, hands to heart, elbows wide, spine nice and tall, nice full deep breath in and out. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. So if it brings tension into your shoulders to bring the palms together, then just have them shoulder width apart. Either look up or look forward. And we're going to come into extended child's pose. So we're going to take the hands out, bring the forehead on or towards the floor. Then we're going to come onto the hands and knees. Now when you get here, you might need to bring your hands under your shoulders for a cat pose. Palms flat, tuck the upper arms in, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, heart forward, stretching the front of the body. Again, imagine shining your heart forward on an in-breath. Look forward, not up. Then exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lift through the back of the heart, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, heart forward. Tuck the toes under, keep that little lift, sit all the way back to your heels. So it's a long exhale to down face dog. You sit your bum to your heels, you bring your ears in alignment with your arms, then you lift your knees and press your heels towards the floor, opening up the backs and knees in down face dog. You pause here for a second. Strong arms, strong legs, so tighten up your kneecaps, even if the heels don't touch the floor. Then we lower the knees back down, and we inhale, draw the heart forward. We exhale, lift through the belly, chin to chest. We untuck the toes, we inhale, look slightly forward. We exhale, sit back to extended child's pose. And then we inhale all the way up, reaching the arms up. And we exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So that's round one. I'm just going to move forward a little bit, otherwise I'm off my mat. So inhale, again, your choice is to lift the hips, squeeze the butt, open up the heart. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, cat. So bring hands under shoulders, draw the heart forward, lift your tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round through the upper body. Inhale, heart forward, flex. Keep that little flex, tuck the toes. Remember, sit your bum to your heels first. Bring your ears in alignment with your arms. Then press into the hands so the knees come off. Take the feet wide. Remember, you might need to take your feet wider if you are pregnant. Open up the backs of the legs. Then lower the knees. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, arch up. Inhale, look forward, untuck the toes. Exhale, extended child's pose. Then inhale, curl up. Lift the arms, lift the heart. And exhale, hands to heart. We've got 3 more. So inhale, lift. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, cat, hands under shoulders. Exhale, lift through the back of the heart, chin to chest. Inhale, heart forward, tuck toes, long exhale, press back, really open up the backs of the knees, tighten up the thigh muscles, strong legs, lower knees, inhale, heart forward, exhale, arch up. Inhale, untuck the toes, look forward, then exhale, sit bum to heels, extended child's pose, then inhale, lift, exhale, hands to heart, 2 more, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and out, and in, long exhale all the way back to dog. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale through the back of the heart. Inhale, untuck toes, look forward. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out, child's. Breathe in, hands under shoulders, heart forward. Breathe out, lift through back of heart. Inhale, heart forward, tuck toes. Long exhale, look to your toes as you lift in down dog. Inhale, lower, heart forward. Exhale, arch up. Inhale, look forward, untuck toes if you haven't already. Exhale, bum to heels. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to heart. And bring those legs out and around. Stretch the legs out. Bring your legs about mat width apart. If you've got a block or a bolster, you can rest your hands, arms on a bolster cushion, rolled up duvet is absolutely fine. Try and find something that you can rest on. And see if you can rest your forehead on your arms. So say if you've got a cushion, rolled up duvet is absolutely fine. Take the feet as wide as you need to, and just rest your upper body on whatever it is. I mean, you can use a block because you can kind of steady it there, but probably a cushion is slightly better for you. Rest your head. Relax your legs, relax your feet. Come into it in a full deep breath in. And full breath out. And just taking a couple more breaths, releasing any areas of tension, anything you may be holding on to. You can stay here a little while longer, or you can come down onto your back into a Shavasana. Just find a position you can relax in for a moment. And just allow the breath to flow in and out. And if your mind is really busy, which I appreciate at this moment in time, so if you are pregnant, you have things, concerning you, there's so much stuff going on in the world, our minds are often really, really busy. And you can just think a simple mantra. Inhale, peace. Exhale, calm. Let's imagine inhaling a sense of peace, fullness. Exhaling, achieving a sense of calm. This is something that I've realized, and it sounds obvious, but we cannot control what happens to or around us. We cannot control what happens to our children, to our babies, to our fur babies. We cannot control what is happening in the wider world. The only thing we can do is try and maintain a sense of peacefulness within ourselves. And that is not always easy. In fact, sometimes it is extremely difficult, especially when things aren't going the way we want them to, especially when we're worrying about people and things that we love. I've got a thing at the minute where I'm unable to bring one of my chickens back to full health, and I feel sad. I feel like I've failed, and it's hard, but that's just life, and it is really challenging. We can only control how we feel. And I say it's all very easy to say, oh, stop worrying, da, da, da. Not easy to do, right? So we can accept that we're going to worry. We can accept that things aren't going to happen the way we want. We can accept that bad shit happens. That is life. What we can also do is focus on the things that we really appreciate, focus on the things that we're grateful for, focus on the things that bring us a sense of peace. So before we finish, I want you to think of at least 3 things that you are truly grateful for right this moment. Doesn't matter what they are, who they are, doesn't matter. Think of at least 3 things that you are truly grateful for, that you appreciate being in your life, whether it's a person, a place, a thing. And then also think of why you're grateful. What is it about that that makes you grateful? So you might say, oh, I'm grateful for my house. Well, why? Why are you grateful for having a house? Why are you grateful for having somewhere to live? Why are you grateful for your partner? You know, what is it about that? So just going another layer deeper. So we're thinking about the things that you're grateful for, but also why you are grateful for them. And the reason for doing that is just to really get you into the energy of gratitude and accept that you are going to worry, you're going to get stressed, there are going to be days when you don't feel great, but we can also bring ourselves to a state of, we can change our emotional state. Even if we can't go from really miserable to woohoo, or even if we cannot stop worrying, we can also be grateful. So we can worry and be grateful. We can be tired and irritable and be thankful. So I want you to, as you're thinking of the things you're grateful for, as you're thinking of why you are grateful, why you appreciate them, how they make you feel. So, you know, if you're grateful for your partner, because, you know, my partner, whenever I end up going down in a panicky, oh my God, this is happening, oh my God, the world's coming to an end, he has the ability to bring me back to a state of, he makes me feel safe. He makes me feel safe. He makes me feel like he's looking after me and protecting me. And I love that sense of safety of, you know, I'm not ashamed to say that I enjoy feeling protected. You know, a strong woman can also appreciate being and feeling safe and protected with someone else. You know, it's, oh, I can do it all by myself. We're not meant that way. We're not designed that way. So, you know, focusing on why you're grateful for whatever it is you're grateful for. Remember, there's no rights or wrong. I'm really grateful that I've got a new car and the engine management light thing came on, warning. Ah! I'm grateful that one of my new friends has a husband who is a mechanic. And so that gives me a sense of safety because I know someone who can help me fix my car instead of me going, oh my God, it's breaking. Oh, what have I done? Oh, which is what I normally do. So I'm grateful for certain things, and that's why I'm grateful, because it helps me to not lose my shit. Hello. I did say we might have someone come and join us, didn't I? You got a ball. Oh, you want me to play the ball? Ready? Ready? Okay. I did say we'd probably end up having someone join us, and let's go. Oh, we come back again. We come back again. It's a good job we're finished, isn't it? Hey, gorgeous. Hello. Hello. Well, we are finished anyway. So I've made a new friend, and it's all good. And I'm grateful that I can be outside and make new friends. That's fantastic. Hello. I can have your ball. Here's your ball. Hello.